Ek was werkloos toe ek hier kom en mevrou Celia het my genader en ek het nou al my eie tuin by my huis en ek het nou al kursusse gedoen en die is nou vir my nog meer om te leer. Want Ketrin leer my nou nog elke dag baie goedjies wat ek nou nog nie geweet het nie. Ja, en ek het by die huis gesit en was baie gestres gewees, niks gedoen nie. En nou om uit te sien elke dag om by die tuin te wees is vir my baie positief. Ja. Saai en ons plant groente, plantjies, soms kere kruie tussenin. Ja, dit is wat ons doen. Ons het vrywilligers wat werk in die tuin, hier op Spensplaas en hulle is die persone wat aan die einde van die dag as die groente groot is, dan kry hulle van die groente om te gebruik vir hulle eie huise.
After lockdown had been going for about 4 weeks or so, we noticed an increase in people in the village coming and looking for food. And the food parcels were going out, but there was a delay. I don't know if you remember that. So lots of people got money together and they made some food parcels, but then the comment was made that that's not sustainable. So in a small village like Durrest, how do we do that long term? You know, like we don't necessarily have that finance to support it. So then amazingly Celia LaRue said, you know, I have 1 hectare of land. I said to her, for sure, we're on board. And basically she put that message out on the Friday, and the Monday we put the first seed in.
Yeah.
So that the first rows there are now 2 months and a week old. And that's what you can do with veggies is incredible. Your inputs are quite low. So we finished off the fencing. Some of the fencing wasn't in place, but we got the support from the co-op in Durrest, where they are giving us things like that at cost.
Peter's also with the co-op in town.
Oh, there you go. Beautiful. So they've supported us in that way, and basically our costs have been fencing and putting in the irrigation, the sprayers, and then seed. So I've done organic seed for the last 10 years. So a lot of it is my seed, and then Sakata came and gave us a donation for the 2 rows of beetroot and the 4 rows of
planting beetroot. We obviously all learning. Thank goodness for Catherine to help us along the way, because else we wouldn't know what to do. But she's very good in showing us what to do and how to plant the seedlings and seeds as well, which is amazing. She just says obviously that she's prepared the soil. The soil's been prepared in advance, and then we just she's planted the seedlings already, and then we just have to separate them into individuals and then give enough space and then drop them in the hole, and then make sure that she says where the leaves start there, that's where you've got to stop such, or let the soil start there. Otherwise you don't want too much above the ground, and obviously take out all the little weeds. So yeah, you just basically plop them in the soil and voila, let's hope they grow well. What inspired me is we went to Catherine's farm at Numbed Valley, and because I was like, no ways, I cannot believe how you can grow vegetables in this kind of environment and with the heat and soil, because we're also living on a farm, and I mean there, just to even dig a hole you've got to use a pick. It's so hard, the soil, you know. And so we decided, no, let's go and visit Catherine on Numbed Valley. And when I saw her vegetable garden, I was completely blown away. I was like, this is impossible, how you can grow such amazing vegetables. And we went in February, which is at the heart of summer, in that heat, and everything was blooming beautifully and green leaves, and nothing was like dead and just verlep as such, you know. And it was so amazing. I was like, no, this is incredible. So I think that really inspired us to say, okay, well, it can be done even in this dry, hot place of Durrest. It's possible, which just blew my mind away, because I thought, no ways, you can't grow vegetables in this kind of climate.
The rule is that you take it down no wider than twice the size of the actual width of the seed itself. So that's that wide. So it's roughly up to my first knuckle joint. So we go like that. Yeah. I mean, not too deep, otherwise it struggles to come up. and then we put it in there, and we just smooth over the surface, and then we do the same again where that went in we go, and then here, then in goes a pea there, not too far down, and then here, another one. There we go, like that. Okay, and that's all the way along, and then it takes about a week for them to grow up, to sprout, and then within a month they're this high, and then we have to put the stakes in. We as people have got a relationship with our land, and if it wasn't for the land, we wouldn't be doing any of the other things we do. So I think it's important that we do get children reconnected to the land in a way which is meaningful and sustainable in terms of not just producing food, but seeing that we are part of an ecology which is so interconnected that when one part of it breaks, the whole thing is threatened in some way.
It's an exchange. Yeah. You either come and just take part, or you come and you exchange.
Ja.
You don't get for free.
Ja, dat is een beginselsaak vir my ook.
Ja.
As jy nou jou eie groentetuin wil maak by die huis, sê nou maar by ons op Oudtshoorn, wat sou jy vir hulle sê?
As om altyd maar net positief te wees en te begin. Want ek het ook maar eers begin, dit uitgetoets, geëxperimenteer, saad by ander gekry en het in die grond gesit, en toe dit uitkom, toe is dit vir my baie positief. Dat het vir my meer dryfkrag gegee om nog meer te wil doen en om nog beter te wil doen. Ja, dat is eintlik wat ek vir ander sê, probeer het en pas dit toe. Ja.